Good afternoon. Happy Tuesday to you all out there, wherever you might be catching the broadcast from. If it might be Twitter, this Periscope, YouTube, wherever you are, definitely appreciate everybody's taking the time to chime in, taking the time to hang out with me for a little bit. Today, I wanted to talk about McDonald's, okay? And not old McDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Not that McDonald, okay? We're talking about the Golden Arches. We're talking about McDonald's that everybody loves their fries, okay? So I wanted to talk about McDonald's because I have the pleasure and the privilege of watching the founder the other day with my favorite version of Batman, Michael Keaton, I believe his name is. And I had been wanting to watch the founder because I'm big on things that are entrepreneurial. But even outside of that, I'm extremely big on stories. I love hearing people's stories. I love sharing my own story. So anywhere where there's an opportunity to hear a story, I'm all in. Okay, so the one thing that you may or may have not known about McDonald's is the fact that it was founded by two brothers. One was Richard, the other one was Maurice, right? So these two brothers, in the way the film explained it, was the two brothers, they had tried some other business endeavors. They weren't as successful as they had wanted them to be, right? How many times do we fail at the first thing we try to do, the first avenue that we pursue for success, and it just doesn't work out we envisioned in our mind or what we wrote down on our paper, on our vision board, all those things. So this happened, and then this gentleman calls him up. Bring, 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 bring. Say, hello. Say, yeah, this is McDonald's. He was like, yes, sir. Well, what are you calling about? They're like, I want to order 6 shake machines. The guy's like, what? 6 shake machines? Is that right? Because this guy, his name was Ray, and he happened to be selling the shake machines. Similar to if you all saw Pursuit of Happiness, when Will Smith was trying to sell that thing door to door to people, this guy was trying to sell shake machines from restaurant to restaurant and different things like that. And he said, well, 6? Well, if you're buying 6, I have to check out the operation that you have going on, right? So then Ray Kroc drives out there. He drives out to San Bernardino, California. He basically drives smooth across the country. Okay, you still tracking? We're talking about McDonald's, and I want to share this with you all because this is storytelling for student athletes. So then getting to that place, he pulls up, he sees the operation, and he says, wow, these dudes don't have the drive up like Sonic. They have people getting out their cars and walking to the front, ordering their burger, ordering their fries for 15 cents at the time. And then they would get their food and go back in their car or sit outside and eat it out the wrapper, eat it out the bag, whatever, and go back home. This guy, Ray Kroc, says, wait a minute. I see that you all have a fine establishment, and also seeing the fact that you wanted to order 6 shake machines. So that means they had a lot of business happening. Okay, the first mistake I'll say that these brothers showed to Ray Kroc, they gave him a tour of what they're doing on the inside of the McDonald's. They gave him the inner workings and allowed him to see the type of business that they were doing from the inside out. And I was like, wow. They gave him the blueprint of what they were doing. So that was first. But the second piece that really got me, because I was going back and forth with my wife about this, we were talking. We were trying to figure out, was Ray Kroc wrong? Were the McDonald's brothers wrong? Because it got to the point where Ray Kroc, he's an outside entity, right? He's a random dude selling shake machines. And then he says, McDonald's brothers, you should expand. You should franchise your company. And for those of you all who aren't familiar with franchise, it's basically expanding your company, increasing the exposure. And that's why we see a lot of McDonald's across the Metroplex, a lot of Burger Kings, different fast food restaurants. We can call them chains. But franchising allows other people to own, I guess, a version of your company, right? So they still have to operate under the way McDonald's does things because they have the golden arches, and that's what they're known for. So then Ray Kroc was like, well, let's max this thing out. The brother's like, we don't really want to do that. We want to just continue to maintain the quality and maintain what we have doing right here, doing our system, our burgers, our fries, our shakes right here, the way that we do it in this one spot. This is safe. We're good here. We're taken care of here. But y'all, it was so crazy because as I'm sitting there watching, I'm like, man, they didn't want to expand. Student athletes, I know brand image and likeness is a big thing, right? Because a lot of people are pushing the fact that college football or the NCAA benefit off of your name, off of your image, and off of your likeness, off of your career, basically. And that's basically what Ray Kroc did to McDonald's, right? He was able to benefit off the McDonald's name. But the game changer was this right here, people. The game changer was this. Ray Kroc began to buy the property versus managing the McDonald's, right? So everybody who had a McDonald's location, he owned the property that was under it. Oh, mind blown. Mind blown. Okay, so imagine this. 1955, that's when the first McDonald's store was created. The inception, if you will. 1955. And that was what the brothers founded. By 1960, Ray Kroc had franchised 228 stores. Hello? 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 Can you hear me? Ray Kroc took their system and took their idea and went from it being one store and turning it into 228 more stores. If you get nothing else from this lesson, from this storytelling for student athletes, if you get nothing else from this, I want you to understand that if you're not man enough or woman enough to expand and grow your own vision, somebody else will have no problem taking your system, doing it like that, going from here to here, planning it, and then capitalizing on it. Student athletes, family, friends, everyone out there, whatever your idea is, whatever your vision is, maximize and capitalize on it before someone else does. Cat's out the bag. Ultimately, the story ends quite sadly, my friends, because the brothers didn't even have enough money to take this man to court to try to fight the case for them to own their own name. He created a McDonald's corporation and then cut them a settlement check to buy them out of their own vision. Yes, they got $1.3 million each, $1.35 million each. Take the taxes away, that allows them to walk away with $1 million each for their dream. The question I have for you, are you willing to sell your dream for $1 million? That's first. Like, sell your dream for $1 million. Here, John, take this. This is your dream. Congratulations. Your dream. But the other pieces, we remember them now as two individuals that had an amazing chance to make history. But we remember them as a bust, if you will. We remember Ray Kroc as the individual who maximized and leveraged that opportunity. If you haven't seen The Founder, I might have ruined the movie for you. I'd still encourage you to watch it. It's a great movie. It's now one of my new favorite movies, actually. So, friends, don't allow someone to take your vision. Second, capitalize on your story. Capitalize on your vision. Capitalize on your intellectual property. Because if not, somebody else will take it. And lastly, never allow someone else to tell your story. When they asked Ray Kroc, when did you found McDonald's? Because he was the one going to the meetings and getting people to sign up for the franchises. They said, when did you found McDonald's? When did you have this idea? He began to just throw out a date. Because now it was his brand. And now he had the ability to say that he founded the company. He had the ability to say it was mine first. Y'all get this. This is it. And I'm done. He told the people at the end, he said, look, after they settled out of court, the brothers then couldn't even use their last name. Family, they could not use their last name anymore. He basically bought their name and bought the brand. In the movie, he said, oh, Kroc, nobody's going to go to a restaurant called Kroc's. But McDonald's, that's a name that, he said, that's a name like America. Ooh. Somebody drop the mic, throw the mic, do whatever you got to do with it. But remember that they had one store. Ray Kroc basically had 228 stores. They had the last name on paper. Ray Kroc owned the last name on the side of the building, on the top of the billboard. Don't allow anyone else to tell your story. Don't allow anyone else to share your vision and capitalize on your dream. Take advantage of the moment. Share your story. Don't allow anyone else to. My name is Jonathan Jones. I serve and support student athletes. Oh my goodness. Assisting them with what they need to transition from college to the professional arena. And even outside of that, I help them tell their story, craft that brand message. Because we all have a story. The question is, who is willing to share it? My name is Jonathan Jones. Until next time, my friends, get on my email list, jonathanjonespeaks.com/email. And I would love to send you a chapter of my best-selling book right here, Process. So sign up on the email list. I'll get you a free chapter right there in my book. Let's stay connected. And please let me know if there's any topic that I can unpack for you. Look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. This has been a great hangout today doing storytelling for student athletes. All right, y'all. Take care.